I've been thinking lately about how I feel about myself and my life, and I really realized that even when I'm doing something that I really like and enjoying, for example, playing piano or going to the gym or just playing any kind of video games, I realized that I'm not living in the present anymore. I can't even feel like so there's this weird sharp feeling of discrepancies that I feel to the point I feel this kind of distant between me and myself. Not the kind of like environment, my environment, or the things that I'm doing, but even with myself, I feel like I'm a whole another stranger, and like I don't even the kind of feeling that you get when you were little, you visit another person's house, maybe your parents' friend's house. You just go there and you feel this kind of weird sense of strangeness because it's somewhere it's a place that you've never visited, but you're supposed to be there and stay there, so you feel this kind of like weird distant for a couple of hours when when it's like the first time you visited their house. And I felt exactly the same way with myself a while ago and yesterday before I fall into sleep. And I think the reason why is that I'm just I'm just keep on thinking over and over about anything that comes to my mind and try to be honest with myself. And that really, it sounds good in surface, but once you start questioning things about yourself, and once you cannot be once you cannot be actually disappear and emerge in yourself, emerge into the action, immerse yourself into the action. That's when you can't live in the present, no future, no past. You're just living in your mind. You aren't actually doing something. You aren't actually being locked in or like in flow state, what I call. So no matter what I do, it just feels so awkward. I even felt this strong sense of needing something that I can rely on. So I also wanted to talk about that I admit to my hypocrisy, and even though I did admit to the fact that what I'm believing is also a religion for myself, but also I want to admit to another fact that when I said that love is kind of futile in a way, because I actually had this kind of in my mind that love really is futile and it's not worth pursuing for. It's just your brain lying to yourself. Maybe that part could be truth, but it's not the kind of truth that we need in the first place. And in order to leave, you can't leave alone. That's what the kind of feeling that I got today is like during what I was when I was doing the working out. I felt this strong sense of being desperate to be seen by others. I was like looking into myself in the mirror, like, sideways using my peripheral vision, or like, you get what I mean? Like, you don't actually you look yourself into the mirror, but like the moment I saw myself through a mirror, like, I felt this like, it's not even like in like blink of second, like it's not even like the kind of imagination, like fantasizing someone and like imagine I have this jacked physique, or like I'm much taller, or like, you get what I mean, like much handsome, and like people really look up to me, or like people love me. Not the kind of thing. Like I just have this like sharp neatness of being seen and acknowledged. And I think it's just, I thought it was weakness, and I thought it was vulnerability. That's why I talked about clearly the difference between not needing anyone and not being destroyed by anyone. You can be hurt, you can be desperate to, I mean, not desperate, more like it's totally okay for you to wanting and loving someone else, but also it's not good for you to get complete validation. Every like being good for you, good about yourself just because they validate you. So needing for validations from others, I think it's just a human nature, like the need that we need, the kind of things that we need fundamentally in order to live. So I had so many things in my mind, and I don't want to sound like I'm pretentious or ostentatious. I'm just gonna like let you guys know, and I'm gonna give it a try. And I actually gave this one a try already, but I don't think I did like to the extreme or like consistent enough. So I'm gonna give different kinds of religions, Christianity, so like Bible, Quran, like all kinds of religions, like at least at least a crack. Like I just want to like give it a try. I do because I do feel like I need any kind of pillar inside me in order for me to actually live in the present and live in the moment instead of keep on questioning everything, and at the end I won't be even I won't be able to achieve something by this at this rate. And I find this extremely dangerous because it feels noble and lofty when you are kind of feeling like you are different from others and you're pursuing something that everyone doesn't even acknowledge and aware of. But no co- I'm not trying to be corny. I'm not trying to be like cringe or like this might sound cringe, but like I genuinely believe that not being even aware of yourself, or like not like being conscious about yourself or your surroundings or your beliefs, I think that's the kind of virtue, and that's actually a talent that many people have, in order to live their life better. I think that's just a better way to live your life. Objectively, not maybe, but keep on questioning things at the end makes you a thinker instead of an actor, instead of someone who takes in their thoughts into action. So maybe at the end, again, to this as well, you just got to balance it out well between thinking and taking into actions. But those people, if we were to choose, if I were to choose between a thinker who always thinks and overthinks about everything about his life and about his own presence, and someone who just takes into action without even thinking. So he has so many fails, but like who's better in which way? You might ask me like you might say like it depends on what you say. What's better? Like what in what term are we talking about? Like who's better? But in order to live, like when it comes to survival, I think the latter one is always better. And but the craziest, I mean, but the scariest part about being aware and conscious is that once you realize it, once you are there, there's no way going back. You can't unconscious yourself. You can't unaware yourself. You can't stop thinking about the things that you've been keep questioning every single day out of the sudden. So I guess it requires practice, and just like how I could completely detach myself from the reality and just be myself in music, in working out sometimes, or even in video games, or even reading, writing, um especially recording myself, I realized that my brain needs to operate like it's already overwhelmed by the fact that I need to speak and try to be as articulate as possible, try to speak as well as I can in order to deliver my messages to my audience. So my brain's again is already overwhelmed to the point where it cannot multitask things like overthinking, which requires a lot of energy and space. Um, so once again, I just have so many things to do. I think I just have so many things to try and work on. But the first thing that I want to try is religion, just because I think wasn't, I'm not like to the point, I can't be proud of myself if I say that I tried it and it didn't work for me or it's not for me. I just tried it in like theological way, like just like shallow, just like on the surface, on like theoretically, religion is that way. So fundamentally, I cannot study that because I won't be able to believe it. Some kind of like that. Like I didn't actually be went into it. It's like learning, looking at piano and like I'm stating the reasons why I cannot learn piano by saying the reason why I can't learn piano is first I haven't been playing piano for so long time. I don't even know how to read roads, notes, like all the difficult parts about like how about playing piano, and I'm just like shutting down the door. So that's why I feel like if I genuinely be honest with myself, I don't think I actually gave it a try. I don't think I uh, actually I open my mind and I try to like how do I say get into it, and maybe my overthinking might get better by then, or is it this actually might be just me being really selfish for thinking that religion can help solve my problem, and I can be like better off that way. Maybe that's just my selfishness trying to not trying to solve it by myself and like just tackle it as it is, but trying to hide it behind religion. Or maybe I'm just overthinking again. But anyways, once I said it, I'm gonna do it. I'll just give it a crack. I'm just gonna give it a go, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it and how it goes. And I'll share my journey through YouTube videos, following YouTube videos. Or it doesn't have to be religion at all. Like I'm just gonna start doing actually doing stuffs, taking into actions instead of just living in my own world, pondering and just keep on like yapping to myself, keep on like screaming at myself about like all the things, all the voices. It's especially difficult for me to focus on, especially sleep, since silence is the loudest. You can't, like, I need to shut myself up in order to sleep. I need to shut myself up in order to actually focus on something, or in order to, for me to actually disappear into the action. Like I'm keep on questioning whether this is worth it without even giving it a try. So, and the strongest motive is actually I felt like these thoughts will eventually literally like kill me. I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds cringe, but I was so scared that these thoughts will, this kind of like the way I'm perceiving the world and my worldview might eventually kill me. So it's just as dangerous as it gets. And if I'm actually being aware, if I'm actually being authentic to myself and honest to myself, then I should try another way. I should try some other methods or some other ways.